Well, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm not sure what part of the world you're in, but I would love to hear from you. Put it in the chat where you're from, where are you joining us from today? It's so good to see you. I can recognize already many faces, and our team will go ahead and let everybody in the door. We're going to get started here in just a moment. First of all, thank you for joining us this Saturday. It is the end of January 2026, and it's, in my opinion, a new beginning. Oh my God, it's so good to see some familiar faces here. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. I am so excited about today. We decided to do this webinar, this masterclass, last minute. It was just a burning desire that came to our mind, and we said, you know what, we'll just send it out, and whoever comes, comes. And whoever's not here, hopefully they can watch the replay. So put it in the chat. Today, I am going to be introducing you to some amazing guests, and we are in for a treat. Who's excited about 2026? Who is looking to create a world-class change in 2026? I am, and I know you are. That's why you're here, friends. I love it. So let's get some technology and some housekeeping rules here. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions. This call will go for 2 hours. So I suggest if you need to go now and get a glass of water or do whatever you need to do, go ahead and do that right now and get comfortable. If you can stay on for the 2 hours, I highly recommend you do that. All right. And if you really cannot be here for 2 hours, watch the replay because you don't want to miss what we have in store. Okay. All right. I'm going to bring up my co-pilot, Christina Westergaard. She is all the way in I was going to say Norway because I was looking at Liz, who is in Norway. She's all the way in Denmark. She's leading the Danish division. You know, they're close together. They're like sisters, Norway and Denmark. I have become very close with both of them and those both beautiful countries. That's a whole other story. We'll talk about that later. But Christina, why don't you come up and say hello to everyone? Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Beautiful. It's so good to see you. I'm so excited for this beautiful opportunity for all of you. Honestly, this masterclass that we are all going to have today is going to be amazing. We are going to talk about non-negotiable standards, of course, for 2026, because we just had January is already gone almost. We are soon going into February. Can you all believe it? First of all, can you all believe that we are already going into February tomorrow? How crazy is that, you guys? Oh, Rob, good to see you. Look at Rob's smile, everybody. His smile is always the best smile in the room. Sorry. So good to see you. So honestly, just prepare yourself. Really, really make sure that you take notes today, okay? You all want to have something close by to take notes, because this is going to be an amazing opportunity to get the most beautiful notes that can really make sure that you also are getting momentum and keep the momentum through the entire rest of the year, okay? Because as I just said, January is soon over, and you already can't believe it, but we are going into the new next month. And before we do that, I want to show you guys a video, okay, for a starter. Are you ready to see the video? To really prepare you. Okay, let's watch it all together. It's a beautiful video, and I'm excited to share it with all of you.
I believed I could give the world a practical philosophy of success which would free men and women from their fears and limitations. I stood firmly back of that belief through 20-odd years of effort, and saw my belief give freedom to millions of people. Believe, and you shall receive.
Many people begin the year with excitement and ambition, but as January unfolds, they find themselves drifting, letting old habits creep back in and sabotage their goals. The truth is, your subconscious mind is the engine driving 95% of your actions, and it doesn't respond to wishes or weak intentions. It obeys what you feed it repeatedly. Whether that's empowering vision or limiting beliefs, to change your life, you must make a committed decision to break free from the cycle of mediocrity. Cut off what no longer serves you. Burn the boats of procrastination, excuses, and self-doubt, so there's no way back to the old you. The time for hesitation is over. Your future self is calling, and it will either celebrate your courage or mourn your inaction. So which will it be?
So which will it be, you guys? Prepare yourselves. Let me see your all notes. Let me see your notebooks. Let me see your notebooks. I gotta see you take action. We're here for execution. Let me see it. All right, beautiful. There's a reason why Napoleon Hill said the word action 77 times in Think and Grow Rich, my friends. So let's do it. Cliona, back to you.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you for playing that beautiful video. I get fired up when I hear it, and I hear Napoleon Hill. You know, many of you how many of you are currently studying in personal development on a daily basis? With the show of hands, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat, actually, because I won't be able to see all of you. And I also encourage all of you that don't have your cameras on, put your cameras on. This is part of growing your confidence. This is a part of showing up and being present here today. Everything you should do in 2026 is be intentional, be present, to get the most out of your life in 2026, be intentional and be present, okay? And that includes being on this call and showing up. Put your camera on. Thank you. It's good to see you all. Wow, we see Paula Duddy from Ireland. What a blast from the past. So good to see you. Welcome. So good to see all of you. All right. So I asked the question, and then let me see how many ones came in. Yes, many of you are working on a daily basis, studying personal development. How many of you are not? Put in number 2. Put in number 2 in the chat if you can. You don't have a daily practice of studying in personal development or any kind of program of personal development. Put in number 2. All right, I'm not seeing any 2, so I'm in the right room. I'm in the right crowd. Okay, you're my people. Yes? Okay, awesome. I love it. So many of you know Napoleon Hill. We usually do webinars like this once a month, and we haven't done them for a while, but now we're going to start doing them again, which is incredible. So Napoleon Hill has changed my life. There's a few people that really I can look at and say, in all honesty, there's, of course, God. I believe in God, but mentors. There's three serious mentors that I believe that my results are a direct reflection of what I've learned from my mentors. Okay. And mentors save you even decades of time of making mistakes. And I really believe in the power of coaching and mentorship. I really do. I'm not just saying that, well, this is why I'm doing it now as a profession, but mentorship and coaching not only changed my life, I could definitely say it saved my life. I was a drifter. Do you know what a drifter is? You're going to learn today if you don't know what a drifter is. So a drifter is someone who has no goals. They're allowing life to dictate how life goes. They're allowing circumstances to dictate how they feel. A drifter is someone with no definite purpose, and they're not going after a clear, defined major purpose or goal. Okay. I was that person. I certainly was that person. And I used to be ashamed to admit that, but it's part of my journey and it's part of my story. So now I am actually proud to say that I was a drifter and now I'm not. All right. So what I want to talk to you today about, I have something special for you lined up. And, I'm always looking to serve. I'm always looking. For me this year, I want to help thousands and thousands of people get this material and have a transformation in their life. Okay. I want to help thousands and thousands of people because of how dramatically my life has changed. Who am I to have this beautiful life and not share how I did it with the rest of the world? Who am I to hold that? It's the greatest gift in the planet for me to be able to serve and pass on what changed my life. Okay. Now, this call today, this masterclass is not about, and if our team could let the people in, that would be phenomenal. Thank you. This year, I'm different, friends. Some of you know me already, but this year I'm moving into what I call another self. The other self. Napoleon Hill talked about the other self. You may reference it as the higher self. You see, and inside every single one of you, there's another self. There's another self. And do you know how you know? Sometimes you'll get a vision, a picture in your mind of you living differently, better. And whatever better looks like for you, healthier, happier, wealthier. How many of you get a picture like this vision that flies across the screen of your mind of your other self? She or he is usually doing better in different areas of their life. Happier, healthier, wealthier, relationships. You get that vision, don't you? That, my friends, is what I would call a preview of where your soul wants you to go, who you're supposed to be. It's a preview of your other self. I saw this version of me maybe 20 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, when I started getting into all of this material. I saw her in my mind's eye. I saw this woman. I'm like, who is that? She's amazing. Her hair and her clothes and all the things, right? So I would get this vision of me and I'm like, wow, I wonder if I could be her one day. She looks pretty cool, right? That's you. You will have vision. Vision is the starting point, in my opinion, to everything. Vision. And your vision is going to be unique for you. Your vision better not be your neighbor's vision, your husband or wife's vision, your family's vision. You better not allow your vision to be their vision for you. Please, in 2026, you take control of where you're going, your destiny. And if you don't, my friends, then you know what's going to happen. You're going to live someone else's life. How many of you signed up for living someone else's life? No, absolutely not. How many of you have lived someone else's life for a time period, and maybe even still now in some areas? Yes, quite a few. For me, that's the biggest waste of life. That's the biggest waste of life. When you're living somebody else's vision for you, you are what I call cheating on your soul's purpose. Do you believe you have a soul or you are a soul? Right? I'm sure you are, because you're on this call and we attract those people that understand how it works. So this year, you're going to step into living the vision for your life. For your life, no one else's. Otherwise, you're cheating your soul. You're cheating on your soul, my friends. Today's masterclass is all about non-negotiable standards and creating the other self. And I have a special guest, and she will be here very soon. And I will explain who she is if you don't know who she is, okay? Myself and our amazing Liam Duffy, who has joined Napoleon Hill Institute. He is the Director of Global Sales and Enrollment and Business Development. You are going to meet him today. He's incredible. He came into my life not too long ago, but when I met him, I knew, oh my God, that's the guy I've been waiting for. Because I had a vision in my mind that we would attract this incredible leader, and we did. So you're going to have a treat when you meet Liam Duffy today. He'll tell you some of his story. It's remarkable. But this guy, he lives and breathes the principles of success from Napoleon Hill. He lives them. He doesn't talk them. He lives them. And so I'm so grateful that we've attracted him into the Napoleon Hill Institute. We've also attracted Marisa Peer. How many of you all know who Marisa Peer is? Many of you put in a 1 in the chat. And Christina, you're going to have to MC a little bit with me because I can't move away from the screen. So just tell me how many 1s are coming in, or give me some feedback, okay? Is there quite a few?
Yes, quite a few. Definitely. They know it. They know her, who she is.
Who she is. Awesome. Awesome. And I'm going to tell you a little story about Marisa Peer. So today we're talking for 2 hours. We're talking about non-negotiable standards for 2026. And how do we do that? We do it by designing your other self. Wah! Now, when I make that noise, that means I'm excited. Just in case you didn't know, you'll get to know me very well. Okay. The other self. I get excited at the thought of this because this is what created the biggest shift. I was doing all the study. I was doing all the auto-suggestion and affirmations, and I was doing all the things, but I hadn't designed my other self. And I kept sabotaging my success. I was running out of willpower. Okay? You will not change your life on willpower. I was running out of, I'm like, I'm going to get up today. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to do my routine. I'm going to call the people. I'm going to send all the emails. I'm going to do the business, whatever I was supposed to do. I would run out of willpower. Why? It's so powerful. Because I didn't know my other self. I didn't know who she was. I was just trying to get better at activities. Are you tracking with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? You will run out of willpower when you're just trying to, oh, I got to change this habit. Force myself. You will run out of willpower. You will eat healthy. Eating is a great example because you can actually see the results on the scale and wherever else, right? In your body and your clothes, right? you will run out of willpower when you have not, first of all, gotten clear on who the other self is. That's how this works. And what's so beautiful about this process is you actually fall in love with the other self first, who you're becoming. And you fall in love and say, oh my God, can I really be her? Can I be him? I really want to be that version. I want to be that other self, that higher self. When you fall in love with the idea of the possibility that that other self is you, you're more likely then to do the work. Do you get it? Otherwise, you're like a hamster on a wheel. You're fighting against habits. You're fighting against old programs, old beliefs, old habits that you're just fighting them. It's a fight. It's not enjoyable. But when you fall in love with the other self, that is enjoyable. That is enjoyable. And you'll be more likely to follow through. Okay? So when you also identify the other self, and you also identify these non-negotiable standards, you become what? What do you become? Come on, this is interactive today. Put it in the chat. What happens when you fall in love with your other self and you create non-negotiable standards for yourself in your life? What do you think happens? Lisa got it in 1 second. You become empowered. You become unstoppable. Ruby said. Success and confidence, Liz said. Yes. You live authentically? Yes. And what are you not doing? Cheating on your soul and your soul's purpose. Whether you believe it or not, I'm teaching from a place of experience in my life and what I've seen around me. I've worked with some of the most successful people in the world, and I continue to study them. I study them like a scientist. Rob said, who you are meant to be. Yes. So what I noticed is, in one way, when they're behind the scenes, they're different. They're different. But when they go to work, then they're a different character. They're their other self. When they go to business, they're their other self. When they're at home with their family and they got their feet up and they're relaxing, they're different. You must design, create, and get clear on your other self and the non-negotiables that she or he has for 2026. Because if you don't, you are going to get the same results or similar this year. And this is not about being cruel. This is about setting standards that match the results. You want results this year, right? You want certain goals that you want to achieve. You have a vision for yourself this year. If you do not stay loyal to your non-negotiable standards, you will not achieve them. I'm sorry. Can I just put my hand up and admit I've learned the hard way? I've learned the hard way. I settled. I hung around people I shouldn't have been hanging around with. I spent time with people who didn't have the results that I had. What was I doing? What was I doing? They were just taking from me. You can never be the smartest person in the room. I'm not saying I'm the smartest person in the room. I'm just telling you, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you growing with them? Or are you just hanging out? You know, one of the biggest diseases, in my opinion, of humankind is what I call people pleasing. People pleasing. I'm not saying don't be kind, be loving, be generous, give to charity, be a good member of society. This is when I talk about people pleasing, what you're doing is called leaking energy, leaky energy. You get so much energy in a day. You have so many thoughts in a day. Your thoughts are the most powerful energy. When you direct your thoughts towards your purpose and your goals, what happens? You're moving forward. When you direct your thoughts and your energy and your time towards your non-negotiables, what happens? It happens. Results happen. You achieve. And what happens then? You're happier. What happens then? You're more confident. What happens then? You have more faith. What happens then? You're living on purpose. But too many people, because of people pleasing, afraid, oh, I'm afraid, other people's opinions, what will they think of me? Oh, the biggest disease of all. What will they think of me? This year, you're going to become tougher in the, what will they think of me? Okay? This year. This is how I talk to myself, by the way. I make fun of myself all the time because I need to give myself a little slap every now and again. A big kick or a slap. Sometimes that happens as well. What will they think of me? None of my business. None of your business this year. Do not waste a single moment or day from this moment forward on worrying about other people's opinions. Stop. You're wasting your life. Do not spend another moment from this call forward negotiating your non-negotiables. Okay? And it will shake a few apples. It will shake a few friends, colleagues. It'll shake a few family members up. Oh, you're different. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be. Oh, you're different. Why are you? Sound familiar? Oh, who are you? Like, who do you think you are? Who do you think I am not? That's what you say. If they say, who do you think you are? You say, who do you think I'm not? And my Irish people will understand that one. That's one of the biggest paradigms in Northern Ireland and Ireland, where you start growing, you start becoming successful, you start to say no, you start to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't attend that dinner, or no, I can't help you right now. I'm sorry, I can't. People, who do you think you are, right? So from this moment forward, just take a moment, actually, like I can sit here and talk and teach and whatever, but this is about you. This is about you. Like, I'm just from right here in this moment right now, I swear I'm telling you the truth. My heart to your heart. If I can help one of you today, my job is done and I'm happy. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled for the opportunity to help you improve your life this year. And I pray and I hope that I can help you shorten the time that it would take if you had to do it on your own. I pray and I don't hope, I expect, because hoping is weak. I expect that you will have a transformation in a shorter amount of time with what we teach you. Okay? So from my heart to your heart right now, can you make a commitment to me and to yourself that this year will be different? Just take a moment. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of music, or Christina, can you put music on? We're going to do a 1 minute setting our intention for 2026. Setting our intention that this year, you're going to put all your focus. Go ahead and put the music on, and and just close your eyes. Can you hear my voice? Maybe just turn it down a little bit, the music. Just go ahead and close your eyes, even if it's uncomfortable for you. Just close your eyes. Take a big deep breath in and out. And just dropping into this present moment. This is an opportunity for you, my friend, to create the most incredible life in 2026. And this incredible life that's in your mind's eye will move into form. Because you're going to set your intention right here, right now, You're going to set your intention right here, right now, that you will, without question, you will create and live by your non-negotiables, your non-negotiable standards of your other and higher self. Just let that settle into your mind, your body, every cell of your body, accepting the idea, your subconscious mind, receiving this idea that, and you can repeat after me, inwards or outwards, this year, I will live as my higher self. This year, I will not negotiate with my standards. I will live them. I will live them. Okay, go ahead now and just let that settle in. Let that intention settle in, that commitment to you, your growth, your transformation. Thank you, Christina. Thank you. All right, open your eyes whenever you're ready. Come back to this moment. And please do not discount how powerful this work is. You may be new to meditation. You may think it's woo-woo. You can woo-woo all day long. There's science behind all of this, okay? And I know for a fact that it works. Okay. So going back to getting really, really clear on our standards, getting really, really clear on our non-negotiables for 2026. Let me just bring up my slides again. We're going to do another exercise. You really want to be here. Do not log off for the next hour at least, okay? So using the principles that Napoleon Hill organized for us, creating the other self, creating these non-negotiables, you will have transformation. You will have a quantum leap, you can call it, okay? We know, many of you know, that Napoleon Hill interviewed 500 of the world's richest men back then, now plenty of women, yeehaw, at the time. Okay? He interviewed them, and what did he do? And then there might be spelling mistakes on here, and that's all good, because you know it wasn't AI. I'm just noticing. He dissected a formula from those interviews. He dissected the formula of success for you and for I. And then he organized it into Think and Grow Rich and all of his books and all of his materials. And then what did he do in the 50s? He created the Napoleon Hill Institute with W. Clement Stone. He created this institute, and they ran for 10 years, W. Clement Stone and Napoleon Hill. They ran a very successful coaching company. They trained coaches. They coached thousands and thousands of people through the mail. Can you imagine back then it was all through the mail? I actually have some of the originals that they would send out to the clients, their homework to do and study materials. It's so beautiful what they did. So he dissected a formula, he organized it, and then he left it for us to study and implement in our lives. And now what we're doing, obviously, we brought back the Napoleon Hill Institute in 2023, 1/11/2023. We were able to bring it back. We were blessed and honored with the Napoleon Hill Foundation to bring it back. They gave me the opportunity. They trusted me. And I do believe I'm honored, and I do believe this opportunity kind of chose me. Not kind of, it chose me, because can I be really straight and honest? I wouldn't have chose this. This is hard work. This is hard work. The adversity and getting this company off the ground, getting to where we are right now. I could write a book about the last 3 years, friends. Okay, and I probably will one day. How do we get to here? Behind the scenes, the adversity, the pain, everything, you name it. We went through it all. We went through all the hardships that we teach. We went through it all. And it made me so strong. And this year, I really don't care about other people's opinions. I really don't care about the noise. All I care about is helping you. All I care about is living my purpose this year. And I'll do it with more courage this year, more focus. And I will not, and this is what I want from you, I will not negotiate with my non-negotiable standards. And some people might say, wow, she's turning into a beep. And I'll say, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I got to get the job done. You got to get the job done. Okay? And you have to have a thick skin. In the game of business, in the game of success, you have to have a thick skin. If you're going to fall apart when people talk about you, stab you in the back, and try to sabotage you, you have to have a thick skin. You have to stay focused. Okay? That's what this is all about. So he taught us this. We have hundreds of coaches, by the way. Some of them are on here. I can see them, who are highly, highly trained, highly trained. My opinion, we have the best coaches in the world. We can negotiate about that, or no, actually no negotiation. We can discuss that. But our coaches are best in class. They are highly trained. They've had extensive training and accreditation. They can get up here now and probably teach better than me, many of them. That's how good they are. Our coaches are the best in the world. I'm telling you now. And it wasn't easy to get to where they are. So this is our mission, and our purpose is to help 8 million people in the next 5 years. I want to help 8 million people live happier, healthier, and wealthier, and live on purpose in the next 5 years. And then after 5 years, then my big goal is to go into the billions. And we'll talk about that another day, okay? So, moving on, where's my Napoleon Hill? So we do know success is a formula. We already know that. Do you agree? It's a formula. Everything's a formula. How nature grows, it's a formula. Quite simple, right? Sun, sunlight, water, seeds, nature. Everything is a formula. And what I love examples of people who lived the formula that we all may know, right? For example, I'm obsessed with Bruce Lee. Do you all know Bruce Lee? Yes. He's so amazing. Like, you need to listen to this man. He's amazing. Bruce Lee was one of Napoleon Hill's students. In my opinion, one of my favorite students is Bruce Lee. This is, in writing, is his definite chief aim that he wrote out. So he read Think and Grow Rich. He was a student of Napoleon Hill. He was following what we teach. He wrote out his definite chief aim of what he was going to do, who he was going to become, and what he was going to give in return. And I just think he's incredible.
Well, why do many great...
So I want you,
Well, why do many great journeys feel low?
I want you to hear this. I'm going to share the sounds and make sure everybody can hear it. Listen to what he said here. It's so good.
Why do many great journeys feel lonely? Because true growth is personal. Not everyone can follow the path meant only for you.
Why do people struggle to move forward?
Because they hold on to who they were. To grow, you must release the old version of yourself. You can't cling to yesterday and expect today to unfold.
Fear distracts people. How do you turn fear into focus?
Face fear directly. The moment you stop running, fear becomes energy you can control.
How much power do thoughts really have over a person?
Your thoughts shape your reality. If you don't control them, the world will control you instead.
Why do you value silence during training?
In silence, mind sharpens. Noise hides truth. Silence reveals it.
Isn't that so good? I'm going to play the very first part again because I think it got cut off and I just really want you to hear this. Did everybody hear what he said? Nod your head, yes? Yeah, okay. Listen carefully to what he said in the beginning.
Why do many great journeys feel lonely?
Because true growth is personal. Not everyone can follow the path meant only for you.
Why do people struggle to move forward?
Because they hold on to who they were. To grow, you must release the old version of yourself.
Boom! There it is. There it is. And I found this, I think this morning or yesterday, and I was preparing this masterclass and I found this on the internet. And I'm like, oh my God, he followed these principles. He knew, he applied what Napoleon Hill taught him. Too many of you are clinging on to the old version. I don't care how many study classes you go to. I don't care how many books you read. I don't care how much auto-suggestion you do. If you do not let go of that old version and create the new, you will get frustrated. You will run out of willpower. You'll run out of steam. Okay? This is the only way. This is the only way. And that's what I want for you this year. Okay? Isn't that beautiful? So this is me. This is an example of me letting go of the old self. I grew up in Northern Ireland with my grandmother, Peggy. I grew up in a Catholic school. We wore a uniform, and many of you know my story, but we didn't have very much money. My grandmother did the best she could. She cleaned toilets for a living for the government, like city council, it's called. And she did the best she could. But I had money for the school uniform. So I was always dressed different than the other kids. I was wearing hand-me-downs from the neighbors. And if I ever find that neighbor, her name was Fiona. I think her name was Fiona Donnelly. She would give me her daughter's clothes. And I used to get so excited because she would come in with a garbage bag of clothes and I would have clean clothes. I would have a pair of socks. I didn't even have like the white socks that they were wearing. And I'll never forget the day she gave me a pair of brand new socks. That is imprinted in my mind forever. I will never forget where I came from. Those socks are like a symbol to me of having a brand new pair of, I'm even getting emotional when I think about it now. This is what's possible. This is what's possible. I had this picture in my mind of this other self. I had to create her brick by brick, belief by belief, habit by habit. And I'm not done yet. I'm still a work in progress. Brad, Chardonnay, Raphael, I'm still a work in progress, just like you are. We are. But my job is to get as close as possible while I'm alive on this planet. My job is to get as close as possible to living my purpose and living that higher self on a day-to-day basis. That's my job. That's your job. That's your job. So I had to create this version of me and keep moving forward to that higher self and that's living my divine purpose. Does that make sense to all of you? Yes. So it doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter where you came from, doesn't matter where you've been through, doesn't matter what's in your bank account, doesn't matter. You get to start fresh. You have a clean slate. You have a clean slate in this moment, right here, right now. It's so beautiful. You get to design and create this version of you, your higher self, your other self, and you get to live into her or him. Isn't that beautiful? Yes, it is. So Marisa Peer, why do people not follow the formula? Why do people not follow? I'm going to give you just a quick snapshot of There's 30 major causes of failure that Napoleon Hill talks about. And I'm going to give you 14 because for time's sake, okay? It's in the book, Think and Grow Rich. So 1, unfavorable hereditary background. There we go. We got it out. Physical or mental limitations inherited at birth. 2, a lack of well-defined purpose. 3, lack of ambition to aim above mediocrity. I had an ambition to get out of poverty. I had an ambition to live better. Okay. 4, insufficient education. And that doesn't mean just college education or school education, because I didn't go to college, friends. I don't have any degrees of that nature from traditional college. I don't. So how did I do this? By what I'm teaching you, the principles. My mother, she built $100 million company. She didn't finish high school. So for all of those people that argue with me, you need a degree. No, you don't. I have evidence. No, you don't. And I love education. I love college. And if that's what you want to do and you know exactly where you're going, it's worthwhile. But you do not need all of these degrees to be successful. I have evidence it's not true. Number 5, lack of self-discipline. I would put that at the top of the list, to be honest. Inability to control negative qualities and master your own mind. 6, ill health, neglecting your health. 7, unfavorable environmental influences during childhood. You could say I fell into that category, but my vision was so clear and my burning desire was so strong to get out of it that it worked. Unfavorable influences. Number 8, procrastination. Number 9, lack of persistence. Being a good starter, but being a poor finisher. Number 10, a negative personality. Oh my God, keep them away from me in 2026. I don't have time. That's one of my non-negotiables. I can't be around them this year. Complaining, whining. I call them criers. Bunch of criers. Okay, don't be a crier. This year, please don't be a crier. Okay, you are responsible for all of your results. Okay, and stop crying about it. Okay, so that's a negative personality. Next is a lack of controlled sexual urge. You know what that is. I don't need to go into it. Use your imagination. Okay. 12, uncontrolled desire for something for nothing. Do you know how many people I've coached and they want something for nothing? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, do you really believe you deserve that? What are you giving in return? Oh, but I just want, but why did I not get my goal? Well, what did you give in return? What did you give in return? Well, I wrote out my goal card and I went to self-discipline camp and I wrote out my gratitude. Yeah, but what did you give in return? Like, come on. Do you know how many people fall into this category? Law of compensation right here, right? So you can write this down because it's not on my slides, but this is directly linked to the law of compensation. Number 12, it's this attitude of something for nothing. The law of compensation states you will earn in a direct reflection of 3 things. 1, the need for what you do. Is there a need for your business, your service, your work, your gifts? The need for what you do. Marry the law of compensation. If you want more money, get married to the law of compensation. 1, the need for what you do. 2, your ability to do it. Are you great at what you do? Are you obtaining further education? Are you studying your craft? Are you becoming great like these great athletes like Bruce Lee? He became so great studying, repetition, doing the work, discipline, doing the hard stuff. He became great. And number 3 is the difficulty in replacing you. Are you difficult to replace? If you can't check off those 3 elements of the law of compensation, then your bank account will reflect that. Okay, not my fault. That's your fault. You are responsible for checking off and living by the law of compensation this year. Deal? Yes? Get married to the law of compensation. Get married to your other self who lives by the law of compensation. And I guarantee you, you'll go in your bank account in a couple of months, you'll say, wow, this is working. So this desire of something for nothing is ridiculous. Number 13, lack of a well-defined power of decision. This is people that can't make decisions. Oh my God. They're sitting on that fence of indecision. Somebody's drawing on my screen. I hope you're having fun. I don't know who is doing it, but go ahead. Somebody's drawing pictures. So many people have a hard time making decisions. Successful people make decisions quickly once they have all the information and they change their mind slowly. I'm a great decision maker. That I can say humbly, I can make decisions quickly using my intuition. I get all the information I need. I use my intuition. I get into my gut feeling. Yes, no, move. Let's go. What if you make a mistake? So what? So what? You were meant to learn something. You got to take risks to gain, okay? So 13 is the lack of well-defined power of decision. 14, one or more of the 6 basic fears: the fear of poverty, the fear of criticism, the fear of ill health, the fear of loss of love, the fear of old age or death. When I coach people, I can usually pick out which fear they're operating from right away. And when they identify what fear they're operating from, obviously we show them how to change it and replace it. Okay? These are the 6 goats of fear. If you're not familiar with them, take a screenshot, become familiar, and then ask yourself, am I operating from any of these fears, these 6 ghosts? Okay? So most people, let me just clear my screen. Most people don't know, what most people don't know or don't do is release the old self, just like you heard Bruce Lee say, and create and be the other self with non-negotiable standards. That's what most people don't do. Okay? They hang on to the old self. They don't realize, and they stay stuck in the old story from the past. And this is why people do not follow the formula. They're married to that old version of themselves, usually from childhood, right? Not this year, not you, okay? Not you. So now what I want to do is I have something special for you. We have a special guest coming on at 12 o'clock. And let me just see how long. Christina, how long is the activation?
It is around 40 minutes.
Is 40 minutes long? Long? So we'll do it at the end.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's 40 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do it at the end, okay? Because I want to gift this to you today. We're not just going to talk about changing your subconscious programming. We're not going to just talk about you becoming that higher self. We're actually going to do something today that's very powerful. Okay, is everybody up for that? Yes? Okay. So what I'm going to do, we have about 7 minutes. I'm going to introduce you to Liam Duffy for a few minutes, and then I'm going to bring Liam back on later. But I do want to bring Liam up because we have our special guest, Marisa Peer, joining us at 12 p.m. in about 7 minutes. She's going to come on here. I want you to write down questions now for her. We'll have 15 minutes at 12 o'clock of Q&A. I want you to ask her questions. She is the queen of belief. She has changed so many people, and she's the queen of belief. Remember I told you there are 3 mentors changed my life at the beginning? One, Napoleon Hill. Two was Bob Proctor, who I obviously worked with very closely. And three was Marisa Peer. As much as I studied the principles, as much as I did auto-suggestion, as much as I studied every day and did all the disciplines, there were certain beliefs and habits that I couldn't change, no matter what I did. And through hypnotherapy, hypnosis, and her technique, boom, I created huge results in 21 days. In 21 days, I was different. And then the year after that, my results went through the roof. Financial results, everything results, you name it, after I did work with her. So that's why today she's going to come on here, and she is now, I can announce to you, she is a partner of the Napoleon Hill Institute. She is a partner of the Napoleon Hill Institute, and I'm so grateful that she agreed to join us. So I'm going to bring up Liam Duffy. Introduce yourself. You have about 5 minutes before we bring Marisa on, and then Liam's going to come back on after her session. Liam, welcome.
Hey.
Tell everybody all about you and anything else you want to share.
Yeah, of course. So, hello everybody. My name's Liam. I'm now the global sales director for NHI, which is fantastic. And Cliona was saying before that she's happy that I came to their life, but it's also reversed. But I'm so happy that they come to my life. A little bit about me. So I'm from Liverpool in England. So very, very similar cities to Northern Ireland where Cliona grew up. Very, very working class city. And I always say all the time, people who make money in my city are either pro soccer players or gangsters. So you can imagine me growing up in this city and then getting introduced to this material, how awkward or how weird that felt. But I got there in the end. A little bit of backbone about me then. So I am an ex-British paratrooper. I've done 2 tours of Afghanistan. I feel like the parachute regiment was the first time I really got mentored, really. So if you can imagine, I've gone from this little scallywag kid running around Liverpool to then put into a man's world in the parachute regiment with discipline and being on time and being micromanaged a little bit. But it was amazing, and they taught me how to be a man. They taught me how to be a force to be reckoned with, how to present myself, how to speak to people, and most of all to believe in myself that I could do anything that I want. When I left the military, I found Bob Proctor, and I can honestly say from the hand on my heart, he was like a god to me. And when Bob unfortunately passed away, the amount of people that rang me and said, "Liam, are you okay?" And it was crazy because I've never even met Bob, but these people associated me to him, and he genuinely changed my life. He really did. And if I fast forward to this moment now, I own a real estate company in Liverpool in the UK. We do multi-millions of pounds per year. I own a tech company now that's been tipped to go to 100 million in the next 3 years. And I'm also obviously head of sales now in for NHI. And if you only knew who I was before all of this, like I said, this little scallywag kid in Liverpool who's now indulged himself into this material, I am literally living proof, or we are all on this call. I am literally living proof that anybody can be anything that they want. If you put your focus and your energy to that and you obsess on this material, it's there. It's the level playing field is absolutely there. Just super quick, I want to just touch on my three non-negotiables. I've got loads of non-negotiables, but my three main ones are routine, education, and study of my calendar. So in terms of routine, it is the be all and end all of starting your day. That's exactly what it is. So at NHI, we run a thing called self-discipline camp. It's at 5:30 every single morning. We jump on, we'll do meditation, we will do our gratitude, we'll write down our goals, and we'll have a little small snippet of some sort of education. But that sets up your day. Like Bob Proctor used to always say, this material is so simple to do, but so simple not to do. And sometimes it's hard getting up at 5:30 in the morning and repetitively doing things. but repetition and repetition all the time is exactly what will get you to where you want. I do a lot of traveling now, so I was in New York last week and Miami, but obviously I couldn't make the self-discipline camps. So you then need to adjust your ways. It doesn't have to be at 5:30 every morning. If you slot that in at some point throughout the day, that's fine. At least you've achieved that. But it's about that constant repetitiveness of doing this morning routine every time, making sure that you're getting that goodness into your subconscious constantly, doing your meditation, getting your goals in there so your subconscious then feels and believes. And we all know what happens once the subconscious accepts, it's game on. Results start happening. We're onto that frequency then and doing bigger things. Second one is education for me. This is huge. So without a shadow of a doubt, every single day I will learn. I will be learning something. But what I have learned is there's a huge difference between reading a book and studying a book. And I now study. So currently I'm reading The Science of Personal Achievement. I started that before Christmas. I'm still only on chapter 2, but I'm reading it every single day. And that's been a huge change for me. I've had some real success in my life and business, but I've also had some really dark times. And I genuinely believe going back to the books to get yourself out them little bits of rut or feeling bad, that's the way to do it, is to jump into them books and get the nuggets and start feeling good again. Last one for me is the study of my calendar. This is so huge. Like I said, I run a multi-million-pound business in the UK. I run a tech company and I'm the sales director of NHI. How do I fit all that into one day? And it's down to the study of the calendar. And that's exactly what it is. Being super intentional on what we want to achieve that day. Because how many of you have got to the end of the day, said, I was so busy, but then look back and you've not achieved anything, or you've not done nothing. And that was most of my days. Whereas now we are so intentional. Our day starts the night before. So every night before we go home, I'll look at my calendar, I'll make sure exactly what's going on. Is this work intentional, what I'm doing? The amount of people that say to me, I just haven't got time to read a book. I just haven't got time to sit down and do a bit of gratitude or meditation. Everybody's got the time. They're just not being intentional, or they're just not prioritizing that time. And like I said before I end on this material is so simple to do and so simple not to do. And the three things that I've just spoke about are so simple, and people are after the secret sauce, but it's this. It's all down to this on repetition every day, all day, every day. So I
I
hope that
love
was okay,
that.
Cliona.
I love it, Liam. You are incredible. Thank you so much. I'm going to bring you back up at the end, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no problem.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And Liam, like I said, Liam doesn't just speak it, he lives it. He lives it. And so without further ado, I am so honored and I'm so grateful to bring up the amazing, incredible Marisa Peer. For those that know her or don't know her, I'm sure you all know her, of course. She's a globally acclaimed therapist, best-selling author, and award-winning speaker. She is the founder of the I Am Enough movement and now partner with us at the Napoleon Hill Institute. And apart from that, she has helped change my life. And so I want to bring up the amazing Marisa Peer, and we're going to do a Q&A session for just under 15 minutes. So just have some respect for the time, and anyone that raises their hand, you can put the questions in the chat, but I'm going to bring Marisa up here right now. Welcome, Marisa, and thank you so much for being here. Let me get you unmuted because I think you are muted. Go ahead, Christina, and help us out there. There we go.
We're unmuted now. So yes, let's do some Q&A straight away. I can stay for a bit longer than 15 minutes, but I'd love to answer your questions on making it, knowing you're worth it. What is it you have to do? The two different people, the one who's scared of success and the one that says, well, success doesn't come to you, you must go to it. I love this expression that the elevator success is out of order, but the stairs always work. And it's so true. So let's have some questions. I'd love to help you.
Yeah.
What can you do to be successful? What do you have to do? What are the steps? I hesitate as it feels like so many others are doing it. Well, that's if you look at a hairdressing salon, a nail bar, If you look at Lululemon, she wasn't the first person selling little stretchy black pants, but she learned a niche. In fact, I think she 10x the price of them. But she found a way of selling, so everyone was selling it. So every street will have a realtor, probably a lawyer, probably a hairdresser. But you can still stand out. We all need hairdressers. It doesn't matter if there's another one because we all need them. So the fact other people are doing it doesn't matter. Look at Mel Robbins. She came along and wrote a self-help book. How many people are writing self-help books? Hundreds. How many are there? So many. But she found a niche. It wasn't new, but you see, things really aren't revolutionary. They're more evolutionary. There isn't that much out there that's brand new. Makeup's been around forever, but then you'll get someone who can make a fortune just shaping eyebrows or making a lip tattoo. So I think if other people are doing it, that's a good sign. It means it's working. If someone is already doing it, but it's harder to say, no one's ever done this before. Oh my God, what if? But if people are doing it, then how many people are writing books, writing programs, creating a product? You can still come at it from nowhere and do really, really well. So don't let that scare you. In fact, one of the ways to be successful is look at these other people. Look at all the people doing what you do. Look at the mistakes they're making. You think, I can do that. I can do what they do without the mistakes. So study the people who are doing it and think, is there something they've done a bit wrong? Is there something they could have done much, much better? And then jump in there. But join them. That thing about success is you join people. There are lots of people doing something, but you can do it too.
I love that, Marisa. Thank you. We have a couple of questions here in the chat. Felipa says, how can you make sure you are not blocked in any way, that you don't have blind spots to achieving success?
Well, let's all do a little thing together right now. We're going to do this little thing I like, which is called, you're going to touch in here and imprint upon yourself the thing you require. Then you're going to call it in. And then when you have any doubt, you're just going to move from side to side and let it go. So I want you to look up first like that, keeping your eyeballs up, close the lid so you're in alpha. I want you to press the little area right in between your eyebrows, make a little indentation, an impression. I want to impress upon yourself what you require. Don't say want or desire, say require. Requirement is a good word. What do you require? And as you make that little indentation, little impression, I want you to say, what I require for myself is, say it out loud, I'll do it with you. What I require for myself is, in my case, it's a best-selling book, but you can say anything. So I want you to, when I say ... to shout it out of the screen. What I require for myself is, keep making that little impression, impress upon yourself what you require. And while you're still making that impression, I want you to really notice, what does it look like? But also, what does it feel like? What does it look like? Because you see, what you require is going to require something of you. So when you see what you require, I want you to look at what it requires of you. What does it feel like and look like? And what does it sound like? What kind of things do you hear? What kind of things do people say? What are you saying? What's your voice like? Are you pitching? Are you taking a product into a shop, into a store, into a company? Are you selling your services? What does that sound like? What's the tone of your voice? How good are you at selling, pitching? So what does it look like, feel like, sound like? And if you have any doubt, I want you to just sway from side to side, 2 inches to the left, 2 inches to the right. And as you move your body from the waist to the shoulders, just sway from side to side. I'm watching on the screen, waiting for you to start swaying. I want you to really sway from side to side. And as you sway, I want you to feel all of those doubts becoming erased, eradicated, eliminated, and gone. So as you're swaying, just feel all that old fear washing off you, all those old doubts being erased, eradicated, eliminated, ended. Just do that for another 30 seconds. Just feel as if that fear is draining off you like water in a shower. The self-doubt, the blocking thoughts, the negative programming from your childhood is just leaving you behind. And let's do it again. Take your finger, make a little impression, impress upon yourself what you require. What do you require? Is it to be a phenomenal coach, an amazing therapist, an incredible counselor? Is it to write programs? Is it to sell? And I want you to say what I require of myself is. Finish the sentence. Let's say it again. What I require of myself, because no one else is doing this. Well, you need to require it of yourself enough to do it. So look at what you require and look again so you can see what you require. What does it require of you? Now open out your hands and imagine you can call that in. It requires confidence, phenomenal, outstanding self-belief. It requires diligence. It requires application, execution. It requires self-belief. It requires work. It requires application. So call it in. And again, while you're calling it in, what does it look like, sound like, feel like? What does it smell like? You can say, I can smell the print of my book being printed. I can imagine myself in the factory as my book is printed, and I can smell the print. I can smell the ink. I can smell the money. What does it taste like? What kind of things can you buy and taste? Can you taste the success? The more of your senses you can activate, the more you are making this real. And this is something I want you to do every single day, just for minutes. So I'm going to do it again so you can see how quick this is. Put your finger in between your eyebrows and say out loud with unshakable conviction, what I require for myself is, finish that sentence. And with even more conviction, what I require for myself is, ... complete that sentence. And then be aware what you require. What does it require of you? Make sure you can see that. Open out your hands, call it in, call in the ability to see it, feel it, hear it, smell it, taste it, use all your senses. And while you're busy thinking, oh, I can see what that looks like. I know what it feels like. I can feel the success. I can hear people saying, well, I love your product. I love you. You're amazing. I can hear my own voice saying, yeah, I am. This is my gift. This is my skill set. This is why I'm here. I was given this gift to share it with the world. And while you're doing that, if you have any moments of doubt at the same time with your hands up, just move from side to side and just feel all the doubt fading away, shrinking away, being erased, eradicated, and go straight back to pressing that in, making that indentation, still swaying, still with your arms up, calling in and saying, what I require for myself is, but I want you to add another sentence. What I insist on for myself is, finish that sentence. And what I give to myself is, what I require of myself is, what I insist on for myself is, what I give to myself is, and call it in, and then move from side to side at the same time as you're calling in this feeling. I can see myself sitting at my desk writing a program. I can see myself selling it. I can hear my voice converting people to buy this great program. And any doubt, you can just move from side to side and let that fear go. And just open your eyes. Because the truth is, you are here to find your gift. We're all here to find our gift. Frank Sinatra wasn't put here to be a plumber. Ed Sheeran was not put here to be an Uber driver. Adele was not put here to be a nail technician. You're here to find your gift. And when you've found your gift, which is step one, because you can only be good doing something you love. So take a minute and think, what is my gift? What makes my heart sing? What gives me a feeling of rightness? You know, when I'm speaking on stage, I love it so much. I know I'm meant to. Others, oh God, I couldn't do that. It's so terrifying. They're not meant to do it. I couldn't imagine having my own restaurant and spending ages prepping vegetables, but other people absolutely love that. I couldn't imagine being a garden designer, but I know what makes my soul sing. And so that's what I'm meant to do. And our first step is find out what makes your heart sing, what gives you a feeling of rightness when you're doing it. And when you have that feeling of rightness, that's what you're going to do. My father was their teacher. When he retired, within 3 months, he was a supply teacher in a little primary school. He wasn't the head, he wasn't earning much money, but it was in his soul. He had to teach children. So when he was 70, he was back doing supply teaching, didn't care about the money. It was what he was put on the planet to do. So find out what you're meant to do and then perfect it. And perfecting it never ends. Keep learning, keep growing, keep studying other people. What do they do? You know, I've just read Mel Robbins' book, Let Them. It's a really interesting book. I didn't, oh, that Mel, look how good it is. Well, she's very clever. She's found 2 words. And she sold it. And I'm just writing a book called I Am. And I owe that to Mel because she showed me something. People want something fast. So don't be jealous. If you can't beat them, join them. I know someone else who's writing a book called Stop It. Same thing. We were talking that, yeah, I saw Mel. I'm writing Stop It. I'm writing I Am. Perfect it. And when you've perfected it, take it to market. Monetize your gift. You can't monetize it until you know you're worth it and have perfected it. Many people do step 3. I've got a thing, I'm going to take it to market. No, do step 1. I'm worth it. I found it. It was meant to be. I'm perfecting it. And then do step 3. And if you do those 3 things, you'll succeed at anything because you know you're worth it. You're constantly perfecting it and you're monetizing it. So, another question, please. I'd love to answer your questions.
That was incredible, Marisa. Thank you so much. Wow.
And if you want it, it's called Nicer. It's new. You impress and install into yourself. You code in what you require. You call it in, that's the C. You erase the old and then you repeat. So it's new. You instruct, you install, you code it in, call it in, erase the old and repeat it over and over again. And it takes 2 minutes of your time.
Wow.
2 minutes.
Look
so
at that.
Who else has a question for me?
Yes. So let's go. There's some of their kind of similar, so I'll just put them together. How do you know so this is Nick. How do you know you should keep going forward despite setbacks or if you should pivot and change your goals?
Well, you know, we all get setbacks. We all hear the story of how long it took J.K. Rowling to get a book deal, how long it took Colonel Saunders to sell Kentucky Fried Chicken. Stephen Bartlett said that when he did his podcast, the second biggest podcast, and for 3 years, he had no audience, none. But he loved doing it and he carried on. So I would say at least a year, maybe more. It depends, you know, where you are financially and how big are the setbacks. And, you know, we've all heard stories of my book got rejected so many times, but I just kept bouncing back. You need to see yourself as a big rubber ball with a bounce back factor. Because almost anyone you know who's made it will say, you know, I met Luther Vandross, he was on a show I was on, and they said, oh, you're an overnight success. Do you know how long that night was? 12 freaking years. It was a 12-year night. Richard Gere said the same thing, I was not an overnight success. Luther was a backing singer and it took him a long time. So if you meet someone, they'll tell you, yeah, on the way to success, James Dyson, the 7th richest man in the UK, who created Dyson Airwrap and the Dyson vacuum cleaner, had many, many failures. I think it took him a couple of years, so at least a year. But it very much, of course, depends on your financial situation. But keep going, bounce back, and see every denial as a delay. Reframe it. That's a delay. It's not a denial. It's just a delay.
I love that. It's a delay, not a denial. And just like the chapter in Think and Grow Rich, persistence. That's what you're talking about, Marisa.
Yeah, persistence is like carbon. You know, Wayne Dyer, when he wrote his first book, couldn't get a publisher. He said, I'll do it myself. He bought all the books in his car. He bought them all himself, paid for the publishing. And he literally drove around America, middle America, and he'd go to a radio show and he'd book himself in and say, I've come to talk about this book. And by the way, it's on sale. He'd drive into town and find a bookshop. It's on sale there. And the minute he got off air, he'd race to that store and say, hey, I've just mentioned you. Here are my books. And he'd be in the store and he'd sell them. And he did that for a year. And his books sold so well that Hay House took them. Because if you self-publish a book and it sells, the publisher will come along and say, hey, I want that book. And that's what happened with Wayne Dyer and many other people too. And he was willing to do that. And that was persistence, driving around town. I know someone else who actually mirrored that last year. She went to Middle America and drove around, put herself on lots of radio shows, because she wanted her book to be a New York Times bestseller. It was published, but it wasn't selling well. So she copied Wayne's model. She just spent the summer, not a year, but driving around, going to shows, getting into books, doing signings, and gradually it crept up. And that's a good thing.
You put the work in. I love it. Mashego says, how do you deal, Marisa, with negativity and negative thoughts that create procrastination?
Well, procrastination is a fear of failure. That's all it is. The fear of failure is so deep. What if I fail? It's what I call the unspeakable truth. And if you fear failing, you'll think, okay, if I procrastinate, if I self-sabotage, if I give in to imposter syndrome, I'll never finish it. And then I'll never have failed. I can say I coulda, woulda, shoulda. That book would have been amazing. The thing is, I just, I had this procrastination. It's like saying I could have been a ballerina. I was just always 15 pounds too heavy. And every time I lost it, I put it back on again. But that's self-sabotage because it's the fear. What if I was a ballerina and I was terrible? What if I wrote that book and it got awful reviews? So procrastination is not the problem. The problem is not feeling worth it. And you have to go past that by saying, I'm worth it, I deserve it, I'm worth it, I deserve it, over and over and over again. And then you have to do the opposite and say, I love getting stuff done. I love, I'm writing my I Am book right now. My new book's coming out on April the 9th. I'm already doing the I Am. And I have to wake up and say, I love writing. There's nowhere I'd rather be, nothing I'd rather do. And if you say that enough, it becomes because your words are shaping your reality. Even as you speak, you're creating your. So if you wake up and say, I love writing, love it. It's engrossing, thrilling, absorbing, amazing. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. Eventually that becomes your reality, but you have to shape it. You have to steer it. You have to guide it. Oh God, writing is so boring. Yes, I spent 5 hours and I got 3 pages. Well, 3 pages is fine. If you did that once a day, you'd have 256 pages in less than a year. So that's okay if you're doing a page a day. But we always have to understand we have a brilliant genius brain. Are you talking yourself into it or out of it? If you're talking yourself out of it, go back and talk yourself into it. Do you think Olympic athletes wake up and crack the ice off their car and go for a run at 5 a.m. and they have to say, I love it. I love running. If you look at Marines running in the snow, and they go, I love it. I love it. I love it. Lie to your brain, cheat fear, steal back motivation. It's up to you to make your dialogue in line with what you want.
Yes. You wrote an incredible book, which I love, Tell Yourself a Better Lie, which is so powerful. Actually, Marisa, I learned that from you. I do these cold showers in the morning, and I remember you taught me that. And I would get in the cold shower, to get that blast. And I'm like, I love it. I love it. And it actually works.
Yeah, when I was ill, I had to drink this disgusting concoction, but it was brown. And I'd say to myself, oh, yummy apple juice. Every morning I'd look at it, yummy apple juice. And within a week, it started to taste like apple juice. I can't tell you how revolting it was. It was all boiled up twigs. And it smelled as bad, but I kept saying, this is delicious apple juice. And eventually my brain really thought it was, because you can lie to the brain, you can cheat fear, and you can steal back confidence. And you should lie, cheat, and steal every day of your life. Lie to your mind, cheat fear and self-sabotage, and steal back confidence and success and motivation.
Wow, this is so powerful. Do you have time for another question?
Yes, I'm on a roll here. We can give at least another 10 minutes.
I love it. Oh, this is wonderful. What's the fastest way to interrupt a negative mental pattern once it starts? Sasha says.
The thing is, if you stop thinking a thought, it can't exist. So you have to stop thinking the thought. If you find something, I'm chronically stressed, go, well, am I stressed or chronically stressed? So just be aware of how I'm chronically stressed. I'm going insane with tiredness. This is driving me crazy. And then tell yourself, none of this is true. My kid isn't making me go insane. They're just age-appropriate kids. I'm a little tired, but not chronically stressed. So again, you got to talk yourself, fill your mind up with positive words, exciting things. Your imagination wants to be excited. And, just as someone could say, hey, I'm going to have a whole sleeve. I remember a client of mine who had a whole arm tattoo. It took 2 years. Every week she was in there getting her arm tattooed. She didn't go, it really hurts. Because I'm so excited. Because she made her mind link pleasure to it. I can't imagine. I know someone else who had roses tattooed all over her back. Again, took 2 years and a lot of inking and needles. But you've just got to say, I want it, I love it, I've chosen it. I want it, I love it, I've chosen it. But you see, some people want pain. They go, I love being in pain. We think, really? That sounds so odd. Some people love pleasure. Some people like the strangest things. I was on a show with someone who was eating these eggs that they bury under the ground. They're fermented and they're bright blue and they smell. And he was going, I'm just telling myself it's the Cadbury's cream egg. And I was on that show. I'm so to get me out of it. And they were eating snakes. The guy was going, I'm pretending it's spaghetti. And it's spaghetti. It's delicious. But I met a girl who was in jail in India and there was no food. They got a little plate of rice every day. And when the maggots were in the rice, she said, oh, that was fantastic. It's protein. I ate the maggots before the rice because I had no protein. I was so excited to see the maggots. Who would imagine? But when you're starving and lacking protein, what you'd be horrified by becomes pleasure. Maybe you'd have thought about eating a snake or a rat too, but that was an interesting thing that when she saw maggots in her rice, she scooped them up and ate them first because she had so little protein, it was making her dizzy. So you see, we can link pleasure to anything and indeed pain too. So if you're going into spiraling downwards, keep linking only pleasure, always pleasure to where you want to go. You see, you can't go into two lanes. I want this, but it's hard work. I want this, what if it fails? I want this, but you can't drive in two lanes. So get rid of that lane and just stay in the lane. I want it. I'm moving towards it. What I want wants me. And what I am moving towards is moving towards me. And I see this in the field of fertility every day. I want a baby, but what's the but? Well, what if my husband left me? What if I was an awful mother? What if I lost my job? What if I got really fat? Now the brain was just about to go to, I want a baby. Now it's going, I want a baby, but now you're driving in two lanes. Get rid of all of it. I want a baby. And there's loads of people who have a baby, keep a great figure, have a wonderful marriage and a great career. So I'm going over there. But always catch, am I linking pain and pleasure to the same thing? I want love, but what if they left? I want a kid, but what if I was an awful parent? I want my own business, but what if it failed? The what if is making your mind go into a spin. So just keep yourself in one lane by directing your thoughts, because they're your thoughts to direct. And if it's going wrong, ban yourself from saying, but I want a baby, but I want to change jobs, but I want to move a house, but I'm thinking of ending this relationship, but just remember to put your brain in one lane. It's called the success lane. And if you don't think the other thoughts, you can't go there. And you do have to train yourself to not think those thoughts, but it's just a habit. 43% of what we do is habits. Habits are the silent architecture of our life. We're shaped by habits. Is that good or bad? Well, it depends what your habits are. If you make good habits of thought, good habits of action, and good habits of application, it's amazing. If you make bad habits, oh, I get up and the first thing I do is watch a bit of reality TV and then I mess around doing stuff, then you're going to go in the lane of bad habits. But it can be the most fantastic thing. You make your habits. And then your habits turn right around and make you. So make better habits. And then life really does get easy.
This is so good. And for many of you, I hope you're writing all of this down. She's giving you the keys to the kingdom here. And Marisa, one more question.
Yes.
I think it's Agnes said, how do you remove money blocks?
Your relationship with money is really fixed before you're 7 years old. So when you have parents who say, we can't find the money, I don't know where the money's coming from, money doesn't grow on trees, we create this belief that money is not available to us. And oftentimes parents are the best will in the world say, you want some money? Well, you've got to wash the dishes for a week, take out the trash, clean the guinea pig's cage. And meaning well, they give you really menial stuff. And then you learn, oh, I've got to do these horrible things to earn money. So we can't go back and undo that. But you have to form a relationship with money. If you say things like, look at that rich bitch, these people are disgustingly wealthy, obscenely rich, you're saying that money is a bad thing. So start saying money is beautiful, and make a list of what you would do if you had a lot of money and make that list so long, and then make a list of the bad things and make it very short. People won't like me, I won't have any friends. It's lonely at the top. That's just not true. I was at Richard Branson's island 2 years ago. He's not lonely and he's definitely at the top. So write out all your negative things, that people won't like you, you never know who your friends are. And then write out how you know that isn't true. Even if you look at the Osbournes or indeed Ed Sheeran, he's taken his whole family with him on his way. And many people have done that. So has Beyonce. There are a lot of people who've made it and they're not lonely. In fact, they're having a wonderful time. So write out all your negative beliefs and then write opposite them how you can make that not true for you. And then write out a long list of who would benefit from you having money. Would you put your sister's kids through school? Would you buy your parents a house? Would you employ more people? Make the list long and look at it every day, because you're training them to go, wow, money is great. Who would I help? Would I buy this for somebody? I'd pay for that. And the more you do that, because the neuroplasticity means your brain is reshaping itself all the time. And when you introduce new beliefs, two things happen. The brain reshapes of the new beliefs, it also lets the old ones go. So you can't be saying money is great, money's great, money's great. And when you have money, you never know who your friends are, because they conflict. Again, you've got to in the lane, stay in the lane of money's beautiful. I do beautiful things with it, and it's a wonderful thing.
It's so good. It's so
And
good.
the second thing is to remember who told you that. My grandmother would say to me all the time, men won't marry women of over 30. Men would never marry. Well, it was true in her day. It was a thing. You married someone and she stayed at home and cooked and cleaned, and you went to work, and her husband was a manual builder. Of course, he wasn't going to marry some intellectual blue stocking, but my grandmother's generation, there weren't many successful. And there were very few women who were over 35 who even got married. A spinster was in her 30s. And that was true for her, but you have to go, but who said that? Is it true? And even if it is true for them, it is not true for me. So when you question a belief, you don't even believe it. You start to dismantle it. So question every belief that's got in your way. Who am I to do this? Has anyone else done it? And then do it.
So important. So question and dismantle a belief. She just gave you the formula.
Yeah,
wow.
Question it. When your kids are saying, Mummy, how does Father Christmas get down the chimney? Because the chimney is little, and they're questioning, they begin to think, I'm not sure that, how does he get all around the world? How does he do? When you question a belief, that's why most religions say, don't ever question the rabbi or the priest, because if you question a belief, you're introducing doubt. So start to introduce doubt. Who said that? Money comes from money. That just isn't true. There are so many people now who've got so much who came from nowhere. People like Sarah Blakely, who formed Spanx all on her own. There are people who are making money, people who invented that. Who would have thought making a little toy to hang on a handbag could make you $1 billion in a day? Who would have thought that? A little fluffy thing called a Labubu that you hang on an Hermes bag, and you could make $1 billion by putting a toy on a handbag. This drink called Pride. Who would, nowadays, so many things happen, and it's all about following what's going on in the world, what's popular, what are people buying, what do they like, Huda Beauty. They just became so successful overnight. My friend Pat McGrath, she's a makeup artist, Selfridges had every window just filled up with her stuff. I know so many makeup artists who've done so well. I met Sandy Riley, and she said that, she had her product in one Sephora. And they said, Sunday, no, it's not selling enough. We're canceling it. And she didn't have anywhere to go. So she went into Sephora every day. She was there when it opened. She was there when it shut, walking around, showing her products, telling people, try this, it's amazing. Try this, it's fantastic. And in that month, her sales went right up. Rather than taking away, they put her in more stores. And she thought, why didn't I do that in the beginning? That's a good question. Why didn't you do that in the beginning? I guess she thought it would just happen. But the best plan won't work if you don't. You have to have faith, inner belief, bounce back factor, but you've also got to do the work. People have got really caught up with the secret. I'm just going to sit here and go, I'm shanty. It's going to fall out of my shower head. But they've forgotten application, execution, what I call JFD. Just freaking do it. You have to do that. Everyone I know who's made it has worked so hard. I remember watching Tony Robbins years ago. He was being carried off the stage. He gave so much of himself that when he couldn't physically get to his hotel, he was carried to his room, exhausted, because that's the kind of guy he is. He gives everything, and he doesn't need to. He's already a multi-millionaire, but he gives everything he's got and a bit more too, because he likes it. It makes him happy. It fulfills him. So who can you model? What can you bring to the market? And people say, well, Tony Robbins is unique, but there's a lot of people doing a kind of a version of him. There are people who are doing public speaking, doing coaching, leading in different ways. So don't be anyone else, but if someone else is doing what you want to do, model them. And also, hey, what could I do that's even better? Maybe I could be a female Tony Robbins. I could be a black Tony Robbins, an Indian Tony. Maybe the market needs that. And it probably does.
Yes, this is so good. We talked about that, the law of compensation. Find a need, what's needed,
Yeah.
and do it better than anyone else. And that's what you do, Marissa. That's why I'm so honored and I'm so grateful that I get to work with.
The trick is it's actually give value. Why do some people earn a lot of money and others don't? Because they give value. So always notice, when Tony was being carried off the stage, he gives value. He doesn't start at 8 and finish at 4. He could say start at 9. He starts at 7 in the morning and he's still there at midnight. And he doesn't have to do that. So people who make it give value. They don't work on the clock. They don't go, sorry, I'm stopping now. They give value. So what value can you give? And what more value and more value and more value can you give? Because if you can give value, you'll be successful. The top 20% in every classification, in every field are always busy, always booked, always successful. So join that percentage.
Yes, I love it. Marissa, I don't want to take all of your time. I do want to mention, though, about our upcoming Mexico retreat.
Yes, so exciting.
We are going to be in Mexico. Marissa is going to be there in person. And we want to invite you February 15th in Playa del Carmen. Marissa, do you want to just give them a message of encouragement to be there with us?
Well, it's the best, if you're thinking of Valentine's Day, it's the best gift you can give yourself. Turn up, learn something amazing. I was actually listening to Tony Robbins being interviewed by Stephen Bartlett, because Stephen is publishing my book, Your Mind, Your Rules, comes out on April the 9th. It's all about the rules of your mind and how to identify them, apply them, and be massively successful. But he was interviewing Tony, and Tony was saying that he wanted to work for Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn said, if you want to work, you've got to buy my whole course. He said, I'm a janitor. It was a week's wages just to buy one day of this course. And Jim didn't go, hey, let me give it. He said, well, if you want it, you're going to have to find the money. And he got a bank loan. And he said, I like that, because he didn't wait till he had the money, or he didn't say, well, listen, I'm a janitor. And he was sleeping in his car. But when you want something, and you make it happen. I remember when I first met Tony Robbins, I put the whole thing on my credit card. I had no idea how I'd pay it back. And then I met Tony, and actually he sent me a lot of clients. He and I became very good friends. And I remember saying to him, he said, how shall I pay you? I said, just pay me in products. And he gave me free access to all his courses for the rest of my life, which is a pretty good deal. But then he was charging the clients $1 million a session. And I was seeing them, and he wasn't going to pay me $1 million. So it worked. You have to have a leap of faith. Come to Mexico and think, wow, I can learn the most amazing stuff. I went from London to, Hawaii to train with Tony Robbins. I went to Hawaii and Aspen, wherever he was, I went. I couldn't afford it, but I just put it on my card. And he wasn't the only person. I followed a few people, because learning from people who've made it, people who make it leave clues. And if you pick up those clues, you too will make it. You know, the world doesn't sprinkle fairy dust and say, you can make it, no one else can. But people who've made it, who are able to teach you how to make it, are the ones you should be following, because they're going to say, look, this is a formula. This is, if you follow this, like someone said to me, you're the Jamie Oliver of therapists, because Jamie says, take a chicken, do this, this, and this, and that, and then it will turn out kind of like the stuff I cook, almost as good. So when you can replicate a formula, you can replicate success. And that's what you're going to be doing in Mexico, learning a formula where you will make it financially, emotionally, mentally, in every way you can imagine. So if you want to find the formula for success, come to Mexico with us, and we can't wait to show you. You can have it all the time. You really can have it all. You just have to know how, and we're going to show you how.
Yes, we are. And we're going to give you value, and we're going to pour into you, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a great time. Yes.
We are.
Wow. Marisa, Pierre, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for everything you've done in my life. And thank you for this opportunity of serving today.
And I'll see you in Mexico in just 15 days.
In 15 days. I can't wait.
So come and
Thank
join
you,
us. It's going to be amazing.
Yes,
won't just be, and it's not just listening, you'll be really doing it, interacting, doing lots of activations. It'll be fab.
It'll be fantastic. Once in a lifetime opportunity. We'll give you all the details here before the end of this call. Okay. Marisa, can we all thank Marisa, please, for her time and her wisdom? I love you, Marisa, and I will see you soon. Thank you.
Okay. I love you lots. Can you send me the, I've forgotten what it's called. So it's nearly 10 o'clock here. Send me the chat thing. I'd love to have a look at the I like looking at the questions. So if you can screenshot it for me, that would be amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, there was a few we didn't get to, but we'll get to them in Mexico or before. I'll get you the screenshots. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, darling. Lots of love.
Take you, love. Love you. Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.
You're the best. It's almost 10 o'clock at night and she came on for you. So I am so grateful. I'm sure you're all I hope you watch the replay. She gave us gold. When you break it down and you slow it down and you listen to what she said, she is the best in the world, in my opinion, at how to change beliefs and behavior. Remember what I told you when I worked for Bob Proctor and I did all the principles. I studied, I did everything I was told, but there were certain areas of my life that just wouldn't shift. And then I got introduced to Marisa's technique and I worked with her. I was trained and it changed my life. It changed my life. So I want to pass that on to you. Liam's going to come up and invite you. Before we do that, I just want to round up some of our teaching today. And you will be invited to come to Mexico with us in 2 weeks. Okay. I know it's not for everybody, but for those that really want an in-person transformation, come with us. Lifetime opportunity. And it's going to be small and intimate. I'm going to spend time with you every day. I'm going to give you my all. Our team will as well, and Marisa will as well. Okay. If you can't go to Mexico, Liam will give you other opportunities to continue to study with us and continue to learn with us. Okay. So don't worry if you can't just fly off to Mexico, but if you can, do it. You heard what she said? JFD, just do it. I love that. JFD, that's my new one. Napoleon Hill's partner used to say, just do it. Do it now. That was W. Clement Stone. So she says JFD. Success is a formula. So to wrap it up, teaching non-negotiable behavior, as we know why people aren't doing it. Okay. We know about Bruce Lee.
Why?
You know my story. I have a wealth rewiring video for you that I'll send out to you. Okay. If you do not make these changes, what happens? Napoleon Hill talks about what's called a hypnotic rhythm. You're in a hypnotic rhythm. These are your habits and patterns that are in a rhythm right now. And what she was teaching you today is how to break that rhythm. She was teaching you how to break that rhythm. It works. I can take a cold shower now and I say, I love it. I love it. But you feel the pain, but you still say it and it works. It keeps you in there and it works. Okay. Some of the non-negotiable standards and the categories are your health, your time, your relationships, your work, your business. Okay. I'm going to quickly just read you some of mine. You can get ideas from, and then I'll bring Liam up, okay, to close it out. So some of my non-negotiables for 2026. One is my morning routine, non-negotiable. Morning routine, auto-suggestion, movement, meditation, stillness. You heard what Bruce Lee said, silence, planning, and learning. I learn every day. I study every single day. Okay, my auto-suggestion rituals. I have hypnosis recordings that I have made for myself. I listen to them in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. I'm constantly rewiring my subconscious mind. Okay. Number 3, absolute no to all business opportunities. I'm not saying yes to everything this year. I was doing some people pleasing last year. Can I just slap my own self? I was doing some people pleasing last year. Wasted a lot of time, energy. Don't do that. Pause, reflect. Is this worth my time? Is this leading me in the right direction? If not, say no. Say politely no, okay? Direct all your energy, your thought energy, your behavior towards your purpose. You heard Marisa. Once you figure out what your purpose is, your gifts, your purpose is to give your gifts away. If you don't know that, that's so simple. People make it so difficult. What's my purpose? What's my purpose? Give your gifts away. Write that down if you didn't know it and burn it into your mind. Your purpose is to give your gift away to as many people as possible. So saying no to 100% of incoming business opportunities for the next 90 days, unless they direct you to your purpose. They require less than 10% of your energy or time, and they generate a 10x ROI, return on investment. Is it going to make you money? Are you going to lose money? You're just going to sit there drifting. Stop chasing shiny objects. Okay? Opportunities will be infinite. People will ask for your help infinitely. Be careful. This has destroyed more entrepreneurs than anything else. Wasting and leaking energy with the wrong crowd, the wrong opportunities. Number 4, have controlled attention blocks. Protect 3 to 4 hours a day of deep, uninterrupted daily work on your definite major purpose, on your one definite purpose. No meetings, no notifications, no distractions. Put the phone in another room, friends. And I will share this with you. Okay. Next page. Let's see. My page went a little bit strange here. I think this will probably be better. There we go. Number 5, mastermind. Get a mastermind of accountability. We help you with this. Okay. We will help you meet the right people at the Napoleon Hill Institute. Many of our coaches, all of our coaches have their own mastermind, and they meet on a regular basis, weekly. They progress towards their definite purpose. They bring up one challenge they're facing, and then you bring one way you're going to serve the group, not just take from the group. In 2026, don't have a taker's mentality. You heard, why do you think Marisa is so successful? She's a giver, but she is very strict with her time. She doesn't waste her time, but she gives and gives and gives. Number 6, health before hustle. Please put this at the top of the list this year. Your health is non-negotiable because all the other areas of your life won't matter, my friends. Your health is non-negotiable. You must have 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. You must move every day, even if it's 5 minutes. If you're not moving right now, commit to 5 minutes if you're not in an exercise routine. 3 proper meals. You don't need to have 3 meals. That's what I'm doing, but they're all healthy. Okay. No alcohol. That's another one. If you drink too much, try not to drink at all. But if you do drink, it should be very seldom. Okay. Number 7, financial self-discipline. Pay yourself first. Don't be paying yourself last, because you will start to have health issues, resentments, family issues, you name it. As a business owner, pay yourself first. Everything else must come around you if you're the business owner. Have an emergency fund. You should have at least 6 months saved of expenses, non-negotiable. If you don't have that 6 months, start building it now, okay? And don't have a lifestyle inflation until you hit those wealth milestones. Track every dollar, become more clear on what you're spending and what you're earning. Where are you spending your money? Become disciplined with where you're spending. Maybe you need to save instead of going to Starbucks every day. Depends on your income. Maybe you should make the coffees at home. Little things like that add up, as you know. Okay. Strategic relationship boundaries. This is so important for any business owner. Do not distance yourself. Do not be around anyone who complains chronically. Those are called criers. Run away from them. 2, tell them to go get help or assign them up with a coach. People who mock your ambitions. I've had people make fun of me and mock me. And so they won't stand a chance this year with me, and they shouldn't stand a chance with you. Okay? They don't deserve to be in your circle if they're mocking you. Energy vampires who take but never give. You heard Marisa, give, give, give. All right? Don't be around people who are just taking. Anyone who encourages you to compromise your standards, you should distance yourself from them. You have some thinking to do, don't you? Who are these people? So Hill warned against negative influences are the devil's primary weapon. Your other self has zero tolerance for this. Burn that into your mind. The devil's primary weapon, you can call it fear, you can call it whatever you want to call it, sabotaging your success. Your other self has zero tolerance. This year, zero tolerance attitude. You have a good weekend ritual, no emails. At night, this is so important for parents. At night, choose a cutoff time. If you're with your kids and your family at 8 o'clock, let that be non-negotiable. Turn your phone off. You are not available. If it's an emergency, you know what they say, they'll find you some way, somehow. True? Isn't that true? So this is how you're going to make a huge change in 2026 with these non-negotiable standards, getting clear on who your other self is, writing out a vision statement of how she lives or he lives, who he surrounds himself with, who she surrounds himself with, what time does she go to bed? You become a scientist. Rest isn't lazy, it's strategic. Burnout destroys more businesses than bad products. Review your weekly wins. Don't be so hard on yourself. Look at the little wins. They're going to make you feel better about yourself. And engage in activities that refuel you. I went to the spa yesterday. It was wonderful. I was there till 7 o'clock at night, floating around in this beautiful spa with the rooftop, with the pool. It was beautiful. But I prioritize that now because I'm a mom and my nervous system needs to rest. I need to relax. That's a non-negotiable. And then at nighttime, shut down. We always talk about our morning routines. What is your nighttime routine? When do you shut down your work, close all the communications? Usually by 7 p.m. is my goal. That's my goal, but what's it for you? Close down all communications. Write down your top 3 or 5 priorities for tomorrow. And then review today's wins. Beautiful way to go to sleep is to marinate in your wins. You'll feel good about yourself, okay? Read your goal card aloud with feeling and visualization. And another one I recommend you start doing is journal 1 lesson learned today. Today you learned many lessons, I bet. So write them down. Get your journal and write all of these down every day. And then no screens 30 minutes before bed. So important. I would even say 2 hours before bed, but at least bare minimum 30 minutes, okay? This blue light technology is really not good for us before bed. All right, my friends, these are some of the non-negotiable standards that I wanted to share with you as you get clearer in designing your other self and your non-negotiable standards. This year is going to be incredible. So, are you all excited about 2026? Yes? Good. All right, I'm going to pass the mic. First of all, thank you for joining us. This will be one. We'll have more calls like this. There might be a replay sent out to you. I'll find out. But I'm going to pass it to Liam Duffy. He is incredible. And I hope to see you in Mexico. If I don't see you in Mexico, I hope to see you in one of our coaching programs or studying with us. So have a beautiful day, and we will see you soon. Over to you, Liam.
Thank you, Cliona. So thank you very much, guys, for your patience. It's so rare to get Cliona and Marisa in the same room, never mind on a call. So it's very, very lucky to have that. So as you can imagine, the retreat in Mexico is just going to be unbelievable. If anybody is interested in the retreat in Mexico, Christina's going to put a link into the comment section, a calendar link that will book a call in with us, have a chat about it. What I love about the retreat is obviously it's going to be amazing. The hotel is unbelievable. And I think if you was to go online now and book a holiday for a week there, it'd be way more expensive than what the charge is to go at NHI. And that still blows my mind. And then you get to hang around with Cliona, Marisa, all the guys like Brenda Lees is going, lovely people, lovely coaches, you know what I mean? Like unbelievable, but what they do, and you get to wake up every morning and hang about with them people for a week. Like it just genuinely is life changing. So Christina's going to put a link in the comment section. Book a call with us. For this year in 26, obviously the NHI is all about offering value and changing lives, and we want to try and make that as easy as possible for you guys. So if anybody who is interested in the mentorship on the NHI side, what we're doing is for a one-time offer on this call is we want to offer obviously the mentorship. The mentorship is 6K. There can be a payment plan along that, no problem. You know, like we're here to help, we're not here to hinder. So if anybody needs any help with that, just come to us. But for this one time on this call only, what we're offering is so what we're going to do, we're going to put a link in and you put a deposit down of $500. If you put that deposit down, you get a free 30-minute success blueprint. And what we're going to do, so jump on the call with us. We're going to nail all your goals. We're going to agree on your income targets, go through your habits. We're actually going to do your auto suggestion script with you on the call. And we're going to go through your self-image plan. What that does, that just gives unbelievable clarity for you to start the mentorship. So when you're going through your mentorship, you've got loads of clarity, you know exactly what you're doing, you know where you want to go, and it's just going to give you in real good stead to go through the mentorship. What I love about the mentorship is, and don't do what I done. So if you can imagine me, I'm a younger guy, I've gone to Bob Proctor, I'm doing the online courses and stuff like that, and that's all I done. So I took baby steps and I felt quite lonely with this material in the sense of like, it was just me. No one from my city was doing this, reading these books. And every time I spoke to somebody about it, they thought I was going insane. And it was hard. It was hard. But what I love about the mentorship program, we've put everything in place for you to do exactly what you need to succeed. So your self-discipline camp of a morning, and then we'll do study groups of a night, and then we'll do hot seat coaching. And I believe that if you literally follow the calendar and give 110% to everything that we're offering, it's a factor that you will get where you want to get to. And I always say, you know, it's like anything, isn't it? You know, the books are amazing, but until you action them, they're not that good. They're just bits of paper. And that's all this is need. It needs 110% effort from you guys and obsess on the material, and you'll get where we are. And you'll be like I always say, a scallywag kid from Liverpool doing business all over the world. How I'm doing that is beyond me, but it's happening and I'm making money out of it, so it's amazing. Um, Christina, can you all right to put the links into both links, the payment link and the calendar link, so when the guys can jump on and jump in?
Absolutely. So I just plugged in the link for if you want to book a call about the retreat. There's a lot of interest in the retreat. So just book a call if you're interested in the retreat. If you're interested in the mentorship, then you have to pay the deposit and then you'll get on a call with Liam and I, or I. Okay?
Yeah, yeah. And I just want to reiterate, guys, if anybody's on this call now thinking, "Do you know what, I would really, really love to do this," all I'd say to you is listen to your gut. Listen to what the universe is trying to tell you, because that's what you need to listen to. Like I said, we're not here to hinder, we're only here to help. So if we need to put our heads together and come with a payment plan that works for you, then we're happy to do so. We're here to help. But nothing changes until something else changes. So we'll add our emails in the comment section, mine and yours, Christina, and people can reach out to us as well. But if anyone's got any questions now, either put it in the comments or raise your hands. We'll just give it a quick minute just so we can make sure that we are getting to everybody, because some people can have burning questions on their minds now at all. But if not, we'll just send them on via email. Oh, yep. Yeah, Gowdy, do you want to jump on?
Okay, can you guys hear me? Yes.
Sure.
Yes, good morning. I wanted to know, like, will you guys help us figure out where we fit in, like which mentorship is right for us?
Yeah, that's a
Because there's so
brilliant.
many options. It's overwhelming a bit when you look at all the options.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. So the mentorship that we're going to push you guys towards is the Think and Grow Rich mentorship, which has got everything that you need in, really. But when if you were to sign up now, Gary, that's exactly what we're going to go through on your success blueprint, is to figure out exactly where you are right now, where it is that you want to go, and then we can guide you properly. I think I know exactly where most of you need to go and stuff like that. But that's exactly what that call is really for, is like to get the clarity behind things, to understand exactly where you want to go and where you are at the moment, if that's okay. Yeah, if there's any more, Christina, now?
Did that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah. So it's just saying that we're going to, obviously, the success blueprint call, we'll figure out, so we find out exactly what's going on with Gary and stuff like that, then we can guide it properly then.
Exactly. So
Yeah, yeah,
yes, we are definitely going to talk about that and guide you through that. Anyone
yeah.
else?
No, don't worry. So we'll just put our emails into the comment section, and then you do what you need to do, love.
Amazing. All right, beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone. It has been a pleasure seeing all of your beautiful faces. Honestly, this has been so good. And as Cliona said, please watch the replay. All the value that you have been getting today, even I have been making so many notes. Like I have 5 pages on just so many notes. It's incredible. The things that was shared at this call today, oh my God, it's such a beautiful value. So please rewatch and rewatch. We will send out the replay for sure. And we will also, because there's a lot of people that wrote to me privately about the non-negotiables Cliona she shared, we will send that in the email too, okay? Sounds fair? Do you like this if that's fair? Okay, good. So commit to watch the replay. As we talked about in the beginning, it's already soon February. So really, really make sure that you do something new. If we do the same and the same again and again, expecting different results, that's insanity. We all know that. So let's do something differently, set standards for ourselves that are really, really high standards for ourselves that are different. And don't, as she said, just effing do it, JFK. So book that call. Honestly, I know so many people that paid so much. I call it ignorance tax, okay? Ignorant tax. So many people are paying the ignorant tax for years and years and years because they don't take the shortcut. And imagine how you know how much time you can save if you just check the shortcut and actually look at people who already have the results that you don't have. So if you want that, please book a call with us. And we will also send the links out in the email, okay? So if you didn't get to get it in the chat down here below, I will also send it in the email, okay? But we are so grateful for all of you, for the whole team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wish you the most beautiful day. It's Saturday still, so have the most beautiful weekend. We hope that you took a lot of value. And again, we are so grateful, and have the most beautiful, beautiful day. And bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all.
If you're running a successful business, but feel it's time to step back, to reset, to recalibrate how you lead, this is for you. This February, I'm hosting a private Think and Grow Rich retreat in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. This is an international reset designed for leaders, entrepreneurs, and service professionals who want to recalibrate their focus, their health, and their direction. Over 5 days, we're going to work on mastery of self, the foundation of clear thinking, strong leadership, and aligned decision-making in both life and business. This experience is deliberately kept intimate, so there's space for depth, reflection, and personal attention. You'll be joining a small group of like-minded individuals who value clarity, intention, and leading with precision. If you feel it's time to step back, reset, and return with a renewed focus, I would love you to join us. So join me for a private Think and Grow Rich reset retreat and discover what becomes possible when you lead with clarity. It's from the 15th to the 20th of February, and I cannot wait to see you there.